Hi everyone, welcome to my channel. So today I am super excited because I have the two new I Heart Revolution and Disney Princess books. So they just came out with Tangled and Moana. So I will of course be doing a look with each of these palettes today and swatching them out and just giving my thoughts. If you have not seen, I do own the entire I Heart Revolution and Disney Princess line. Here are the rest of the palettes. So there are currently now 10 palettes in this collection with these two new ones, and I am so excited to test them out for you today. So let's just go through each of the palettes. So first up is the Tangled one. So as always, it comes in this adorable little book package, and you open it up and you get your 6 face shades and your 18 eyeshadows. So this color story is so pretty. I really enjoy the colors that they included. I think it's super cute. I will say I was really hoping that the packaging of this was going to be yellow, like a golden yellow. It's not a big deal that it's not, but I just thought that would be really cute. But it is this nice pink color, and then we have all the shades. They have the gold interior packaging, which is really nice. So yeah, we can just get into the swatches of this one, and then I will go over the Moana one, and we will create some looks. Alright, so the first shade we have here is 18 Years, and it is this bright matte pink. I will say the quality from testing out the other palettes in this collection on these shades is not always the best, but it works. I can make it work, so it's not a big deal. I still really enjoy testing these palettes out. So next up we have Tears. So here is that nice shimmery blue. Then we have Flynn Rider. Very nice. Next up is Paper Lanterns. That one looks pretty. The shimmers do tend to swatch out better than the mattes as well. Then we have Royal. I just hope these mattes build up on the eyes, because swatches don't always show the exact performance of them. Next up we have Maximus. This looks like it's going to be a beautiful inner corner shade. I'm very excited about that one. And then we have Brothers. And this palette does have a pretty nice mix of the shimmers and mattes, which is always nice. Next up we have Heal. Alright, then we have Mother Gothel. That one's pretty. Next up is Golden. Nice yellow matte shade. Then we have Enchanted. That's going to be just a nice lid shade. Then we have Hidden Tower. This one is a little bit drier. Then we have Crown. Pascal. You're getting close to the bottom of my arm here. Next up we have Glow. Then we have Kingdom. Escape. That's a good one. And then Immortal is the last shade. So here are all of the eyeshadows swatched out. It's a very pretty color story. I'm pretty happy with these swatches, and I'm really excited to use them on my eyes. Alright, then I'm just going to quick swatch out the face shades, and I'm just going to do this on the back of my hand. So we have the shades Princess, In the Sky, and Live Your Dream. So those are the three blushes. And then we have Sundrop Flower, I See the Light. Ooh, that one's pretty. And Incantation. So hopefully you can see all of those swatched out there. I don't really use the face shades as much as I use the eyeshadows, but it is still fun to have them for those days when I do want to use them. So that is the Tangled palette. Super pretty. I am super excited to test it out. And now we can swatch out the Moana palette, and then we will get into the eye looks. Alright, so now we have the Moana palette, and I'm super excited about this one. I feel like they haven't been hyping this one up as much as the Tangled one. I see like all their posts about the Tangled palette, and there's barely any about this one. But I think it's super pretty. Another thing I noticed is like all the other ones have the name of the movie on the packaging, and this one does not. So I was a little confused why they did that. I mean, it's still, of course, a beautiful packaging. I really love the orangey color of it. But yeah, I was just a little confused, interested as to why they didn't have the name of the movie up there. Anyway, here is what the inside of this palette looks like. The more I look at this palette, the more I fall in love with the color story of it. This column of mattes right here is just really speaking to me. I think it's so pretty. And it is a bit of a darker color story, but I just think it is so pretty. So I'm super excited to test this one out and get some use out of it. Alright, so once again, we will start with some swatches. So we have Hey Hey up here. That one looks nice. And then we have Pua. I love Pua. So cute. And then we have Island Lifter. Ooh, that has some shimmer to it. I was not expecting that. Next up is Grandma Tala. I've only really seen Moana once, maybe twice, but it is a good movie. I do need to watch it again. Next up we have Land Spirit. Pretty, pretty. Then we have Oceana. This one's a bit of a satin shimmer too. Interesting. Alright, next up we have Flower. Pretty. Next up is Sail. Ooh. That looks really pretty. Then we have Lava. Not a very good swatch. Next up is Coconut. This is one of the shades that is really catching my eye the most in this palette. So I really hope it performs well. There's something about that green shade that I really like. Next up we have Tamatoa. Not the best swatching, but I like the color of it. Next up is Bold Adventurer. Ooh, that one was pigmented. Next up we have Matanui. Then we have Shapeshifter. Ooh, that's a nice one. That's going to be a nice everyday shade. Then we have Sailing Spirit. Next up is Maui. Then we have Magical Hook. This is again one of those more shimmery shades. They have the same imprints as the mattes, but they definitely perform more as shimmers, it looks like. Interesting. And then the last shade here is Tapa. So here are these shades swatched out. I am loving this color story and I'm so excited to use it. So we will swatch the face shades and then we will finally get into the looks. Alright, so for these face shades we have Ancient Ways. These look like they might be nice bronzers for me. They are definitely going to be too dark for blush though. But I like that they do more diverse colors in their palettes. Then we have Discover New Lands. And Let's Voyage. So there are those three shades. And then we have Free as the Ocean. True to Your Heart. That one might work for me as a nice highlighter. And then Follow the Stars. It's a very, very pretty shade. There are the face shades swatched out as well. So those are both of the new books. I am very, very excited to test these out on my eyes, see how they perform, see if the quality is consistent with or maybe even better than the previous books. And I do have a playlist using all of these palettes if you want to go check that out. If you're interested in one of the other princesses that came out, I have done at least one video with each of them, so I will link that playlist down below. But we can just jump straight into my eye looks with these. I'm going to start with Tangled and then I will do Moana. And I will also try to remember to link timestamps down below if you would like to skip around. But let's just jump right into the looks. Alright, so starting with the Tangled look. The first shade I want to take is the shade Royal right here. And I'm taking this on a little bit of a fluffier packing brush. And I want to start with this right in my outer corner. And I'm going to blend it into my crease a little bit. And I'm also going to just bring this onto my lower lash line as well. Just want this to be a very purple look right out here. I don't usually start with my darker shades in the crease, but I wanted to do that today because I feel like it will go better for this look if I start in the outer corner. This shade looks pretty good. These are not the most pigmented shadows, but they do blend up or build up a little bit on the eye. Alright, the next shade I want to take is 18 Years. And this one is a little bit of a brighter pink. And I just want to start blending out the crease a little bit with this shade. And I don't want this shade to get super pigmented. I just want it to start creating a nice blend all around the eye. And I think I'm going to go back in with a little bit more of that purple as well, just to make sure we didn't lose too much of that pigment when we blend this out. And I am bringing this one all the way into the inner portion of the crease as well. Alright, then to blend out even further, I want to take the shade Golden. And I want to do a little bit of a sunset color look. So I'm just going to take this yellow right along the edges of what we already have. And this will kind of start to create a little bit of an orangey color too between the pink and the yellow, which will be pretty. I am liking how these shades are blending together. I think it is looking nice. The only little criticism I have so far is just the pigmentation isn't the best, but obviously you can see the colors, you can see the shades. So it's not terrible, but I have tried more pigmented formulas. But so far, I am really happy with how this one is performing. Alright, now I want to take the shade Crown right here. And I am going to wet my brush with this shade. We will start packing this one on the inner portion of my lid. I might have to use my finger with it. We will see. It's starting to show up. This is a very pretty light purple shade. I think this is a shade I'm going to get a lot of use out of, because I love purple eyeshadow, especially lighter purples like this for the lid. So pretty. It obviously takes some building with this shade, but I think it is packing down on the lid quite nicely. So I'm just going to connect this a little bit more with my outer corner. Then I think I will pick up just a little bit on my finger and just tap over the lid, just to see if we can add a little bit more. I'm really liking what that looks like. I'm going to add a little bit more of that matte purple in the outer corner as well and just blend the two together. Alright, and then I think I just want to add a little bit of Maximus to the inner corner. This shade looks so pretty. Just a nice little pop. This is going to be an easy shade to just use on a daily basis. I really like that. So that is where I'm going to stop this look. I will go add some mascara and be right back. Alright, here is the final look. And for this look, I used my Wet n Wild Max Volume Plus mascara. So overall, I am really happy with how this one turned out. I think it is super pretty, but like I've mentioned, these are not the most pigmented shades, but I do think they create just nice, soft looks. Like, I would feel super comfortable wearing this out for an everyday look, even though it is technically on the more colorful side with the purple, but I think it's a really cute look. I think the shades blended pretty nicely together. You can see the gradient from the yellow to the pink to the purple, and I am quite happy with how this one turned out, and it makes me excited to continue to reach for this palette and test out the rest of the shades. So let me know what you think of this look, and we can jump right into the Moana look. Alright, so onto the Moana palette. The first shade I want to take from here is Hey Hey. And this is just the nice matte yellow shade. And I'm just taking this on a fluffy brush, and I'm gonna start running this through my crease. And I'm just gonna blend it up. That was pretty pigmented. Usually these shades take a bit of building, and I'm sure you could build this one up a bit more too, but this was just one dip in the pan, and it already looks really nice. Alright, the next shade I want to take is Coconut, and this is probably the shade I'm the most excited for. This green just looks so pretty. So I'm taking this kind of on a fluffy packing brush, and I'm gonna just try and work this into my crease. My experience with these palettes, the green shades aren't always the best, so I'm just really hoping that this one shows up well, which is why I kind of wanted to take it on a packing brush first, to just kind of get the color placed, and then we will blend it out. I think it's starting to show up a little bit. This one's definitely not as pigmented right off the bat as the yellow was. But I'm just going to try and build this up in the crease. Just work on blending it through. And once I get this shade packed down, I will blend it out a little bit more with the yellow, which is usually what I do with my looks. I feel like you can see a hint of this color for sure, but it's not getting super pigmented. Maybe it's just blending with the yellow. I'll be interested to see how this would just pack down on its own. Alright, next on just a small little brush, I want to take the shade Maui. And I want to focus this pretty much directly into the crease. And I will work on blending the shades together. I just try and be really careful with these more bluish green shades, just because those are the ones that tend to have some issues blending. But it's looking pretty pigmented to start, which is nice. So once I get this kind of packed into the crease, then I will go back in and blend it out. But these shadows just tend to take a little bit more work, but they can get there. I am just going to bring a little bit of the shade onto the outer corner as well, but not too far because I want to pack some more shades on the lid. Alright, next I want to take the shade Oceana right here, and I want to see how this performs as a shimmer. So I am wetting my brush with this and going to pack it, connecting with the outer corner, and just going kind of halfway across my lid. This is one of the shades that has the same imprints as the mattes, but definitely looks more like a shimmer. So I don't know if this is just a different shimmer formula they were trying in this palette or what, but it looks really pretty. Alright, then just on that same brush, I'm going to take Land Spirit. And this is the shimmery green. Once again, going to wet my brush I just find that helps apply these shades better, the shimmers. And this is going to go in the inner portion of my lid. That is a pretty shade as well. So I'm just kind of stopping the shade once we get to where the previous one was, and I will go back and forth with these two so that we get a nice little blend between them. Alright, then for the lower lash line, I'm going to kind of copy the steps that I did in my crease, just kind of reversing it. So starting with Maui, really close to the lash line. And then I will blend out with Coconut and then with Hey Hey. Just so we get a nice seamless look. So I am taking this down a little bit farther than I typically would, but I just want a nice blend all the way around the eye. Alright, then for the inner corner, I'm going to take Island Lifter. And this is the lightest shade in this palette. This is just going to go right in the inner corner as a little pop. This one also has some shimmer to it, I feel like. I don't know if this is a new formula that they're trying, but I really like it. So that will do it for this look. I'm going to go add some mascara and I will be right back. Alright, so here is the final look. And for this look, I used my Thrive Cosmetics Liquid Lash Extension Mascara. I think I am quite happy with how this look turned out. I can't tell if I blended the crease of this enough, but overall, I think the performance of these shades was pretty good. They're still not the highest quality, but I think they are still really nice, and I, of course, enjoy collecting these palettes. I have the entire collection, so they must be doing something right. But I do really enjoy these palettes. I think the shades look super pretty. I'm really liking the shimmers on the lid. I think those look really nice. So overall, definitely like both of the palettes, the Moana and the Tangled ones. Let me know what you think of this look and if you would like to see any other looks with these palettes. I had an idea to do a video of creating a look with each of the palettes, the princess palettes that have been released. So there would be 10 palettes, 10 looks. So let me know if you'd be interested in that. I think it'd be really fun, but it would obviously be very time consuming. Creating 10 different looks for a video would take some time. But if that's something that interests you, please let me know, because I do think it would be really fun to do. I do enjoy creating looks with these palettes, so I definitely wouldn't mind, but it would take me a little bit to do that. But let me know what you think of the looks that I created today, which of these palettes you liked better. Be sure to give this video a thumbs up if you did enjoy. Let me know what else you would like to see from me, and be sure to subscribe so you don't miss out on any of my future uploads. And with that, I will see you all in my next video. Bye!